Hi, welcome to the Purls and Polish Podcast, episode 7. My name is Rachel, and I'm coming to you from just outside Sacramento, California. You can find me on Instagram, and Ravelry, and links to that and my website are in the description below, as well as websites or Instagram handles or Ravelry pages to all the different makers that I talk about today. So we just finished up May. Today is June 1st. So I have 5 projects that I finished in the month of May, which is pretty good for me. So excited to share this with you. And then a couple projects that I've started. So let's get into it. May was a busy month as far as like knitting and getting stuff done. So I finished my Love Note sweater, and I managed to finish that, and I want to say like 15 days, 16 days. It went by fast, and I can't show it to you because it's not here. I've actually entered it into my state fair. So it's been entered, it's there, and it's going to be judged, and we'll see how it does. But anyways, it was a really fun knit. The Love Note sweater is designed by Tin Can Knits, which you can find on their website, on Ravelry. They've got a beautiful Instagram page, but it's 2 strands held together. So it's fingering like sock yarn and then mohair. So you get this really drapey look and feel to it, but it's still pretty warm. And then it's got this lace across the top, which just looks lovely. So you have a really thin yarn, and then you use a size, I want to like say it was a 10, some pretty big size needles. So that made it go by really fast. And then on top of that, it has like short sleeves and it's a little more cropped. So it was not long to finish that. So I managed to finish it in time to enter it to my state fair. So we'll see how that goes. I did use Explore Knits colorway Prowl as my main color, and then I used La Bien Amie, her, I don't remember what it's called, but it's their mohair. It's like mohair and silk, but I used the color, I think it's Undertow. Anyways, I love how it came out. I thought it looked beautiful, so I'll get those back like late July, early August. From the fair, and then I'll be able to show you. I also finished my Aurelis Sweater, which was my Make 8 sweater before that. I had 1 sleeve left to go, and it was just, I wasn't going to kill myself to finish 1 sleeve. So I finished that last sleeve. I had just enough of the blue to just finish everything. So that is done. That is also at the state fair. So I turned in 2 sweaters and 2 pairs of socks. So 1 pair of socks I did for my sister, and then another pair of socks are actually my April socks. My April socks from my year of socks. So Playful Day Yarns, the stripy socks I did from her set are at the state fair as well. So we'll see how it goes. But I have those. Okay, so I have those 2 done, entered all the stuff into the state fair. I have 3 other items that I finished. So let me grab those. Okay, so no particular order. I don't remember what I finished first, but I finished my May socks. What month is it? I don't even know. My May socks for my year of socks. And this is from Ruby and the Yarn Co. The dyer's name is Molly. The dog's name is Ruby. But this was her colorway, and it's called Sunset Villa. And I always want to say Vanilla Sunset, which just sounds so cute. And I think it goes well with this colorway, but that's not what it's called. Villa Sunset. It's on non-superwash. And then the cuff here, no, what is that? The heel and the cuff down here, those are superwash merino. So again, Yarn 101, if it's superwash, it's been treated to go into the washing machine. If it's non-superwash like this, if you put it in the washing machine, it's going to shrink. Don't do that. So beautiful colorway. This is like magic. I decided to do the cuff and the heel in that like alternate color, but not the toe, only because I didn't have enough to finish the toe. I like a little bit of a longer cuff, so I do 20 rounds. And then I like a little bit of a longer heel flap, since I have pretty high arches in my feet. So instead of doing 16 rounds, I do 18. So it just takes a little bit more. So I didn't have enough, but I think it like flows well. There's no like break it point. You have a little bit of pulling on this side of that orange, but not on this side. I'll show you the other sock. So I feel like they match pretty well. Not a ton of pulling on this side. So yeah, I'm so excited with how these turned out. And then, so Ruby and the Yarn Co. is a yarn dyeing company I'm not familiar with very much. So I didn't know about them until the Year of Socks list came out. So like I said in my last episode, I followed everyone just so I could get to know their work. And Molly did a Harry Potter kind of series. So she had a bunch of colorways, and she had the Harry Potter houses, the Hogwarts houses colorways. I think it was like Hogwarts and Autumn. They were like dark and moody and beautiful. And she did 2 updates of those, and I missed them both. And I was so mad because I am a super Harry Potter fan. So because I've been following her, she just put, not just, it's been a while, but she put out a listing for kind of a greatest hits type thing. So she brought those 4 colorways back. I bought 3 of them. I bought my house color. I'm a Ravenclaw. So I bought an Nefer sweater for that. And then I bought my sister's house. She's a Slytherin. So that's like green colors. Ravenclaws are blue. So those are green. So like this really dark, moody green. So she wanted socks from that. And then I bought the Hufflepuff colorway, which, oh no, was it the Gryffindor? I think it was Hufflepuff. I don't remember. But one of the other colors that is not my house, but I loved the way it turned out. I bought those for socks for myself. So those should be coming in like next couple months, which is fine because I don't have a ton of time to work on them right now, but they are beautiful. If you're not following Molly, you really should be, because her colors are amazing. Okay, next. I'll put that over there. I finally finished, my Christmas project from last year. So I had bought, for some reason, I bought 3 Advents last year. If you're not familiar with Christmas Advents, yarn dyers will do these where you have a certain amount of little packets. So if they're counting down to like Christmas Day, you'll have 25 or 24, and then you have one to open Christmas Day. They have them for Hanukkah. They have them for Kwanzaa. They have it for Solstice, which I think is 21 days. They have them for, 12 days, 4 days, and just, any kind of combination. And so basically you have a little packet, you open it, there's a little bit of yarn there. And then people have all these patterns out. They make up their own patterns. So just lots of really fun projects with lots of color. So this was from McMullen Fiber Co. And I've done her Advents twice. And she usually does like a literary themed one. I'm trying to find the front. Hold on, I'm on the wrong side. So she does a literary themed one every year, based off of like the Chilton classic book covers. I can't find the ends. That's okay, doesn't matter. So I bought one last year. Anyways, all that to say, I had started a project with these colorways, and I didn't like it. So I took it apart. And so I thought I'm going to do a blanket. And I'm going to use all of my colors twice. So instead of just using 25 colors, I'm going to use 50 because I'm a go big or go home type. So this is color 1 and it goes all the way down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get it. And so I got to about halfway and then it just got so big, I just couldn't keep up anymore. So I just kind of put it away. So it's been put away for a while. And now I was finally okay, I finished my 2 sweaters. I need to finish this project and just be done. So this gold is the Christmas Day color. You get the full skein of this gold one, and that one's called Gilded Pages. And then I started over. So this is color 1, and I went all the way down. This blanket is huge. It's gigantic for a blanket. So it just took, by the time I quit, I just had so many stitches where I was I don't want to sit here and knit through all of these stitches. And the pattern's not complicated, but it's just I'm over it. So now it was kind of a motivated, I can do 2 colors a day and then I can work on other stuff and I can just get through this. So by the time you get to the end here, these go by quickly. So finish it up. It's beautiful. I love it. It's going to be really warm in the winter time because right now, 1st of June, and I think today's supposed to be 93. It's warm. This is not a day to wear this. But when it gets cold, then this will be great. So there's that. Last project that I finished is this gigantic shawl. I don't know why I like big projects. I always get sick of them. Will this never end? But then I'm really excited when I'm done. So anyways, this is the Flying Fox Shawl by, I'm going to say it's Gotham Knits. When the war in Ukraine started, this particular designer is from Ukraine. I believe she still has family there. But anyways, she did this knit along where her proceeds from her patterns went to help people still affected by the war right now. And then couple different yarn companies, they put together kits to help with proceeds. So I was in this knit along. And if you don't know what knit along is you have a certain time period and then everyone works on the agreed upon project. So this one, we all made this shawl. And I think today was the last day. I'm doing another one. I'll talk about it in just a second. And that one, we're knitting socks for a set amount of time. People do it for sweaters, for hats, for just whatever, different patterns by certain designers, but that's kind of the idea. So this is also gigantic and I love it. Like I said, when I got down here towards the bottom, all these stitches, I was so over it. So I just got it done. So we're going to go camping this weekend and it's supposed to be in the 60s. I don't do cold weather. So this is coming with me and it's going to be really warm, which is going to be great. So anyways, finished this. So excited. It has lots of different textures. So you have this, it's kind of like a spine, but this little motif going all the way down the middle, that's across the whole shawl. You've got this little motif of this eyelet across the whole sides, that goes throughout the whole shawl. You've got some garter, you've got some stockinette, some eyelets, lace work, then some stripes, then more lace, then little eyelets again, then more garter, and then lace at the bottom, and then a nice little bind off. So if you get bored easily, you need patterns to kind of keep you interested, this is a great one. So excited how this one came out. Whew. All right. So those are the 5 things that I finished. Yay me. I set a goal for myself of finishing 30 projects in the year 2022. I have so far finished 15. So we are trucking right along. We are right on track. All right, so what I'm working on right now. Of course, it's in my Woodsy and Wild bag because why not? It's beautiful. And it fits everything that I need. So Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady, she is hosting the 3rd annual Summer Sock Camp. So if you haven't joined, it's not too late. It's all summer. So it started May 28th and it goes until August, I want to say the 31st. And you knit socks. That's it. I believe there are prizes this year. When you finish a pair of socks, you post it either on Ravelry. There's some chat groups. Or if you're not on Ravelry, you can post it on Instagram and use the hashtag. And then they'll pull different prizes and it's great. It's a lot of fun. For someone who knits socks like me, this is like perfect. So in my bag, I have my first pair of socks that I started on the 28th, the very first day. I stayed up until midnight and started them, and then I went to bed, and then I got up early and I started them. So I finished the first sock. Let me grab, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna take this one off with the blocker and show you my cutesy little Wood Co Project sock blockers. They are based out of Ukraine. Their Etsy site is still open, so get yourself some of these. These are, I think they're made out of birch, and then they're laminate, so they've got like a coating on it. They're pretty sturdy, and they have bees. I mean, what more could you want? So anyways, let me put this on here. This is the colorway Gilded Pages. It's from my Advent, from that blanket I just showed you guys. This year's goal that I'm setting for Summer Sock Camp is to kind of alternate between new yarn and yarn that's been caked up and just kind of sitting. They're just, for some reason, I have a bunch of yarn that I've like wound up into a ball like this or into like a little cake, and I never did anything with it. So it's just kind of sitting there. So I was like, this needs to get used and I need a reason to use it. So here's the first sock. It's all crooked. That's okay. Anyways, Gilded Pages with Woolen Fiber Co. I just did a plain sock with a rib. So 20 stitches, no, scratch that. 64 stitches around, 20 rows of 2x2 rib. So knit 2, purl 2. Then I do a plain knit row, and then I start my rib. I do a 6x2 rib, knit 6 stitches, purl 2. So that gives you sets of 8. And then once I get to the foot, I only do the rib on the top, and I do plain knitting on the bottom. Heel flap and gusset, toe decrease, simple. This is my, I call it the original classic. I still haven't written the pattern. No, that's a lie. I started writing the pattern and then I got scared because who am I to be writing patterns and like asking people for money for it? But then I got a pep talk from, who was it? Yarn Cafe. I don't even remember her first name. I've met her once at like Stitches West like 3 years ago. But online she gave me a pep talk of like, you need to do this. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to feel like imposter syndrome, but just get it out there. So I started writing it. I need to take pictures and whatnot. But yeah, this is kind of my version of a vanilla sock. So I finished the first sock. I'm working on the second sock. I finished the decreases for my gusset this morning while I was watching Clifford and Dinosaur Train with my youngest. And so I do, like I said, 20 rounds for the cuff. I do 60 rounds for the leg. I just like a longer leg. I might do some shorties. And then I did my heel flap and gusset. And then the middle point, that's this fancy stitch mark. That's kind of where my leg ends and the foot begins. So 60 stitches to here. From here down is going to be 75 stitches and then my toe. So I have 30 stitches already done, 30 rounds rather. So I just have a little bit left. So I'll do 10 rounds per day and be done in no time. So that's the first set of socks that I'm doing for summer sock camp. And now I have my June colorway for the year of socks. Where's my paper? All right, this is from ZZ Textiles, and her motto is hand-dyed yarn from memories. Another yarn dyer I wasn't familiar with until Year of Socks, so really excited to be working with her stuff. So this is a sock set, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 4-ply, so 4 strands all wrapped together. The wool content is merino, so nice, really soft sheep. It's been treated, so it could go into the washing machine. I don't know if I'd ever put it in the washing machine, but it could. And then nylon to give it some strength. And then it's 463 yards plus a 92 yard mini, and that's about 20 grams. So I've already wound it up. My mom is actually borrowing my yarn, my skein winder. So this big contraption that you put your yarn on and then the ball winder. So I had to wind it up by hand, which I'm not mad about. So this is the mini. This is the colorway Patina. So this is the little bit. I have a little cuff. I think I have about almost 10 rounds in there. I started it last night. And then this is Patina. So it's very like watercolory, aquas, kind of terracotta colors. So yeah, so very excited to do that. So this will also be part of summer sock camp. And I'm going to be doing, which pattern did I pick? I have my little notebook here. It says dope rhymes on it. I'm not writing dope rhymes. I'm keeping notes for all my sock work. So I've got shorthand notes for how I turn my heels because I always forget and then I have to look it up. I'm putting in here the yarn color, the dyer, if it's from like a special set, days I start, days I finish, and then all my shorthand notes. So it's one of those, like, this wouldn't make sense to anyone than me. If you're a sock knitter, it probably would make sense, like 24 or 64 stitches, 2.25 millimeter needles, 20 round, you know, just all my shorthand notes. But I like to make Ravelry page notes on my projects. But I don't always have the time or the will to just sit there and write everything out. So because I'm going to keep this in my bag, I can just write my shorthand notes, and then I can go back and add it to the project pages later. So I'm doing the Morning Coffee sock pattern by Kay from Crazy Sock Lady. And if you're doing summer sock camp and you do one of Kay's patterns, you get like double entries. So it's a patterned, but not like too patterned. I think it will work well with this kind of watery color, variegated but not too bold colorway. So anyways, all that to say, started these last night, super excited, the end. So because I finished my Love Note sweater so early, I didn't start the next one right away. I used that time to, like I said, finish up some big projects. So I think I have like 9 days left on my Love Note. So I'm gonna work on my socks as much as I can. And then I will start the next sweater like on time, the day I'm supposed to start it, which is the 12th. So I'll swatch for it probably in a couple days, let it dry, figure out what I'm doing, and then get started. So How is that going to work with summer sock camp? So along with like getting through some of the yarn that I've already had caked up, along with some of my newer yarn, I'm also kind of like committing to my minimum is 20 rounds on like my main sock, the sock I'm spending the most time on, and like 10 rounds on my side sock, and then, you know, whatever time I decide to use for my sweater. So stuff will get done on time. I have like 90 days left of summer sock camp, so I'll get through a couple pairs of socks. I'm gonna do some shorties. I'm gonna try doing some no-show socks, and it will be fine. Things will be good. So it is officially summer, at least in California it is. School is wrapping up. Tomorrow's last day of school for my oldest. Lots of bittersweet feelings about that. And then summer hits and we are doing all the things. We are both educators. I'm like a part-time, some of the time educator. My husband's an educator. So summer's off. We get as much done as possible. So we're going camping for the first time as a family. I am not a big camper. I've gone maybe like 5 times. So we're going with friends that camp a lot. It's going to be great. We're taking the dog with us. We are going to be in San Diego and Disneyland celebrating our 10-year anniversary. We have a family kind of like camping trip, a bunch of other little things, and then school starts. So we're going to be busy. So that's why socks are perfect because they're just so easy to take with you places. Yeah, that's the knitting stuff. As far as what I'm reading, I'm finishing up the Jackie Faber series. I'm on the second to last book. I think it's called Boston Jackie. And then the last one is called Rover No More. So yeah, finishing those up. I don't think I have that much left on Boston Jackie. So I should have the series done by the time I talk to you guys next. Been really enjoying it. We just listened to Little Women with the girls. I don't think they got all of it, but they seem to enjoy it. So we'll be doing the other 2 books in the series, Joe's Boys and Little Men. I don't remember which one comes first, but we'll do those 2. So as far as what I'm watching, I started The Magicians again. It was a show on Sci-Fi, and you can watch it on Netflix. And it's about a bunch of like graduate students who are at graduate school learning how to be magicians. So not like wand waving type magicians, but like, I don't know, hand magicians. Anyways, they go on quests and they save the world and they deal with their issues. There's lots of swearing, if that's a problem. There is recreational drug use and alcohol, if that's something you don't like. There is some like trigger warning type episodes, and they do pretty well about like announcing it before, and then giving resources if that is something that you struggle with. I think it was a great show. They do have some musical numbers in it. Most of them are really good. There's one that I didn't really get. But yeah, I really enjoy the show. I really love the actors and the characters. It was a book series. I haven't read the books yet. I'm going to add those to my list. But yeah, really enjoying The Magicians. And what else? Oh, I watched the last Fantastic Beasts movie last night. And I have to say I was really disappointed. I loved the first 2. Like I said, love Harry Potter. Those are books that came out when I was a kid, so that, I don't know, it feels kind of nostalgic, kind of part of my childhood. But yeah, I did not flow with the other 2 movies. I felt like there was just a lot of information that was just like, what's going on now? Not a ton of context that was provided beforehand. So yeah, it was disappointing. I wanted to see it in theaters, but then I heard some not great reviews about it, and now I get it. I think I would have been more upset if I had seen it in theaters and been like, Really? That's it? So, love the first two movies. Definitely see the first two. Yeah, that's all I got. So that's May, and starting into June. So hopefully your summer is off to a good start. I hope you're staying cool if you're in a hot area, staying safe, and I will see you guys at the end of the month and beginning of July. Okay, bye.